StarCraft 2 fans, welcome back. We've got Liquid Nazgul, our Protoss player here, against Idra, our Zerg player on Scrap Station. And if you didn't catch the first game between these two, you can go back and do a search for it, Idra vs Nazgul Game 1, and you will find out who won that game, because I'm going to spoil it for you here in a minute. And here we go, it was Nazgul who took it down with some Blink Stalker play. It was an interesting strategy. He walled off completely the front of his base with pylons and a gateway, turned it into warp gates, then just blinked out when he was ready to attack and started hitting Idra with an overwhelming number of stalkers and took the game down that way. So no doubt Idra will be ready for something like that this time around and adapt his strategy accordingly. Get production on there. I do want to take a second and talk about the Lasercorn Challenge real quick. Email me, lasercorn@mahalo.com with your Battle.net name and character number, and we might play for a $40 gift card. So there you go. That's a very quick promo for that. Got this Overlord floating out here. Gonna scout the Protoss base, the gateway coming up, and gas going down for Nazgul. Meanwhile, it looks like we had a 14 hatch for Idra. Grabbing that natural real quick. Good play. Pylon coming up. Actually, this is looking like exactly the same build as he went last game, where he built his first gateway a little ways back in his base, and then Pylon up front. He will need a lot more to block off this front door, though. This is a much wider front door here on Scrap Station. He is throwing down the cyber core at the other end there. He's got his extractor up and running. Chrono boosting a couple probes, it looks like. Meanwhile, Idra working on his spawning pool. Getting an extractor up. Things much calmer in the Zerg base. Not all that worrying teleporting. Second extractor goes up. And Nazgul's starting to get a pretty good influx of Vespian gas here. He is researching that warp gate technology. Turn those gateways into warp gates. And Idra now with one extractor up. Getting a couple of Zerglings out. I imagine he'll be getting a metabolic boost for them. He has the gas. Overlords are wisely moving away, well, this Overlord is, from the main base so that they don't get stalker killed. And this front door pretty secure for Nazgul. If he walks that stalker right there, yep. Zerglings will be hard pressed to run up through there. I don't think Idra is planning on making any kind of early Zergling attack anyway, so it doesn't really matter. He checks the gold expansion down there, make sure there's no shenanigans going on, and he's going to take out this Zergling that was watching the Zelnaga Watchtower, because he wanted the Zelnaga Watchtower. And this Zergling right here, wow, so Zergling and Stalkers have exactly the same speed. Never noticed that before. Well, pre-metabolic boost. Zerglings, of course, get faster after the metabolic boost comes out. And Zergling runs into that front wall. So, from this, and wow, he takes the wall down after the Zergling dies. Interesting play. So maybe he's not going exactly the same strategy, but we do see a blink coming out. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to see exactly the same Stalker-heavy build that we saw last time. See how Idra deals with this. Looks like a couple stalkers there just scouting out, checking out the scene. Idra wisely has a Zergling's position here and a Spinecrawler position here, so okay, moving the Spinecrawler out so it can watch damage to both of these bases. Reburrowing down here. Does have his creep spread out so that if Nazgul tries to break down these destructible debris, Idra will know about it ahead of time and possibly be able to counter it. Nazgul moving out now with a fairly large stalker force. And he's got a proxy pylon up here so he can just warp in more units straight off of that. And another Zergling going down. Looks like this Zerg force going to stay out of the way of these incoming stalkers. Uh-oh, proxy pylon coming down right near Idra's base. Maybe he can pick it off with those Zerglings. And he's got more Zerglings up here. And waiting for the opportune moment to engage. But uh-oh, that Spinecrawler goes down, and that's not good. He's got Hydralisks now too, though. And the Zerglings and Hydralisks engaging these stalkers now. Zerglings cutting them off. And they're trying to blink away the injured ones trying to get to the back, but those Zerglings are everywhere. And excellent play here from Idra. All these stalkers will go down. Nice play with those Hydralisks seeming to get out right in time. And more stalkers now on the field. But Hydralisks do a lot of damage. Damage per second. And stalkers need to get away. So you don't see a lot of Zerg players going Hydralisks these days. So interesting play from Idra, and the correct play as he was able to counter those stalkers as they came in. Stalkers still roaming around as Idra works on those destructible rocks. So still a threat, and they pick off a creep tumor that was in the process of being made. And down go the rocks, but the stalkers here poised like a knife at the back of Idra, possibly forcing him to recall, and he needs to spread this creep a little more. He's working on it right now, but he really wants to be able to get back quickly if these stalkers come through. And it looks like the stalkers are going to show up. And, uh-oh, they're going after the main army, though, instead of going after the base. Not a good idea. This is a very Hydralisk-heavy army, and now more reinforcements streaming out from the main base. Yes, blink and get out of there, Nazgul, because those Hydras and Zerglings will overwhelm you if you stay and fight. And we are through both sets of destructible rocks. So, Idra here with a shot at the main base of Liquid Nazgul, but we do have a stalker force here coming around to defend, and he's going after the main gate. He'll have to turn around and engage the stalkers. So here come the Zerglings, going to do a lot of damage to these stalkers, and good micro from Nazgul, trying to get those wounded stalkers out of there. Oh, but more reinforcements flood into the rear, right where those wounded stalkers are, and a GG from Nazgul. Wow, good game from Idra. I guess that's what happens when you pick the same strategy twice in a row. Idra sees it coming and counters it.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. This is Lasercorn with Mahalo Video Games. If you have any requests for games you want casted, go ahead and send those over to requests@mahalo.com. Also, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to these videos.